So we're all super nosy, right? So I know I am, at least. I did one of those Instagram things this morning where I said, like, literally, guys, ask me anything. And now I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna be answering those questions. I have not really read through what people have been asking me, so I don't know if they could be really interesting, they could be really juicy, but basically sit down, maybe make a snack, grab a cup of tea, let's spend some time together. I was gonna say let's get to know each other, but it's kind of you guys getting to know more about me. I think it'll be fun. It's nice to do a sit down sort of chatty video. I'm on my bed, I've got a nice backdrop, rather than taking you guys around my frantic day, because you don't always want to see me running from A to Z. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the questions. I'm actually quite excited for this. So I said that these questions could literally be about fitness, food, health, boys, relationships, moving countries, traveling. So the first question is, how do you make friends when you don't know anyone? This is so tricky, but I feel like it's something I've become really, really good at over the past 11 months, because I didn't know many people when I moved here or whatsoever. The only people that I knew were through social media. So that's my first tip. I would definitely say make social media your friend here. Luckily through Instagram you can see people that are in your area, which can be really, really helpful, because then you can try and connect. I was lucky in that I would see people that were training at the gym that I go to, and so I thought, right, I'll join that gym. And the thing is, you can't be shy about this. You have to be able to go up to people and just start a conversation. And it might not be like, hey, how are you? It could be something like, oh, are you using this attachment? And then you feed on from that. So you might say, I love your leggings, by the way. That sort of statement can sometimes roll and it feeds off each other, and before you know it, you're chatting about the gym, you're chatting about your life. What helps is if you're moving country, you sound quite different, and so your accent can often be like a point of conversation. But I would just say the top tip here is to just find people in your area through social media, or if you are starting a new job or something, that is an ample opportunity to make friends. I was able to make quite a lot of friends and feel like I was in a social environment at first because I was working in a cafe. It's a little bit different now that I work for myself. It's just about having that confidence, and unfortunately it's not a confidence that we are all born with or a confidence that we all have. It's something that you must try and grow, and you have to get out of your comfort zone and just be able to say hey to people, because the worst thing they can do is ignore you. And if they ignore you, then so what? You don't want to be friends with that person. So one girl asked what my skincare routine is, because she said, my skin is flawless. Firstly, it is not flawless. If you know how to use your angles and your filtering right on Instagram, you can make it look quite good. The thing is, I don't have a skincare routine. It's really, really bad. I never go to sleep with makeup on or anything. I always use, I think it's micellar water and just a cotton pad to get any makeup off, or I just wash it off in the shower with some exfoliating scrub. I don't tend to wear a lot of makeup, so maybe that's why my skin does stay quite good. I always moisturize, but literally, guys, like, I wish I had this whole routine. But it's like, okay, I'll wake up in the morning, I might put on some makeup, which will just be that concealer, BB cream, bit of mascara, bit of blush. At the end of the day, I'll have a shower with my exfoliating scrub, or I'll take off my makeup if I'm not showering, and then I put moisturizer on, and that's literally it. Next question, do you plan on spending the foreseeable future in England? Yes, I do. So I knew pretty much from as soon as I moved here that I was going to stay in England. I said I would give myself 4 seasons, so 1 year, and we're coming up to 11 months now, so getting very, very close. I am so much happy and I'm so much more at home here than I was in Australia. Like, I miss my parents so much and I miss my pets, and there are times when I'm like, it would be so much easier to just pack up everything and just move back. But you can't always take the easy option in life, even if it is the easy option and it feels easy to do. I have grown so much as a person here, and I've been able to build this incredible life for myself, and I'm living in a house that I love. I've got people in the house that I love. You know, everything is settled here. I'm quite happy in the jobs that I'm doing. Things are taking a little bit of a different direction in my life currently, but I'm happy in England. And even little things like next month, I booked a trip away to France, and you just can't do anything like that in Australia. I'm not sure whether I will live in England forever. I do have plans to eventually live somewhere in Europe. I'd quite like to live in Sweden for a little bit of time, maybe in Switzerland, maybe in France, who knows at this stage. For now, I'm very, very firmly planted in England. Best tips for getting over a breakup. Oh, I wish I had some good tips for you, but I truly, truly don't. Going through a breakup was one of the hardest experiences of my life, and I've been through many a struggle. It is unlike anything else. The feeling of heartbreak and the feeling of detachment I would almost say you go through a mourning period. You're mourning the loss of someone that was a big fixture in your life, and now they're gone. It's so tough. And people kept telling me time will heal and all those cliche things, and I want to be able to say that time will heal. I don't even know for certain myself, because it still hurts, and it's been a year now. I feel like I can't even give you any tips. Just remember that it all comes from within, and that everything happens for a reason, whether we know it or not. We might not know it for 5 years, we might know it straight away. Trust your instincts, have confidence in yourself, and know that it is not a reflection of your own self-worth. So this hasn't happened because you're any less of a person. No way at all. Oftentimes you know in your heart that things weren't right and that this had to happen. It's just really hard to face that reality, because it was our safety zone, it was our comfort, and it's all that we knew. So sometimes you need to go beyond that and go, this has shown me something, this has challenged me, I don't know why, I know I'm going to eventually find out why, and move forward from there. And be kind to yourself, honestly. Like, do something that makes you feel good, get your hair cut, change your hair color. Don't do anything too drastic, because then people might think you're acting out. Just buy yourself some nice clothes or something, and I just wish you all the positivity and happy energy, because I know what it's like. I've been there, and it's excruciating, so I'm sending my love to you. How to meet people in a new city / country when you're not into the bar scene. So this feeds on from my question earlier, but I wanted to add it in because it's like, I have found that really difficult. I always say that the first thing I learned about England is that everyone is an alcoholic over here, like seriously. So the fact that I don't drink, it has been kind of tough, because a lot of people, like especially if you try online dating and stuff, they'll be like, oh, let's go out for a drink or something, and I don't drink, and so it just puts a little bit of a spanner in the works. People are a little bit confused about it, which they shouldn't be. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it can be hard to meet people. I would say that you need to find a hobby. So if you're into the gym, find other people that are in the gym. Like I said, start with compliments. Compliments get you a long way, take it from me. If you're into, say, cycling, find a cycling group. If you're into cooking, find a cooking group. Luckily, I live in Brighton now, where there are events for literally everything. It's incredible. But just see what's happening in your town. Social media, use it to your advantage. Even here, there's this Facebook group called Brighton Girls, and you can message anyone and be like, does anyone want to come for a coffee? And people will be like, yeah, sure, let's go for a coffee. So utilize social media. That's a big one. Okay, what are your best tips for anxiety while living abroad? This is a really important question, because one of the big things I was scared about when I moved over here was trying to deal with my anxiety on my own. I had always dealt with it on my own, I suppose, but I had always had my parents to fall back on. Like, if I'd had a really anxious day or something, I knew that they were there. Or if I was having a panic attack, for instance, I knew that I could call someone to come and pick me up. So traveling and being overseas alone was tough, because I was really scared. But what you'll find is that when you come into those circumstances, you're kind of forced to adapt to it, and as a result you end up growing really strong. I've had so many instances now where I've had anxiety or panic attacks and I've been by myself, and you find that your instinct, your survival instinct, kind of kicks in, and you can look after yourself. And it's very good, because often you become reliant on other people to get you out of that place, but in being independent and on your own, you only are reliable on yourself, and you become very strong within yourself, which I think is really important. Having said that, reach out to people. One of the first things I did was register with a doctor's office here, and I met with a GP, and I just gave them the rundown of all of my history, the medication I was on, and all of that. So I'd say definitely do that, so you have somewhere to go if something does happen. We are very lucky to be in 2018, where there are helplines, there are websites, there are walk-in surgeries, absolutely anything that if you feel like you're not okay with being by yourself in that moment, you can go there and people will look after you. It's just about riding the wave. In those moments of anxiety, remember that you are okay. And I will often just say to myself all the time, you are safe. You are safe. In those anxious moments, I know that they'll pass, but I just say to myself, you are safe, because I am safe, no matter my circumstance. Maintaining a lean physique with intuitive eating. See, the thing is with me is that I'm really in touch with my intuition. Next level in touch, and most people aren't like this. So for me, I just eat to appetite. I'm very lucky in that I have a fairly normal appetite, and so I will take or leave food. Like, if there's a lot on my plate and I'm full and I don't want any more, I don't eat anymore, which rarely happens because I sort of serve myself and so I know how much I want to eat. But say if someone offered me something, I didn't feel like it, I'm okay saying no. My body just sort of seems to stay, oh, I've got pins and needles, oh, stay at its set point quite well because I listen to it. And if you can take anything away from this video so far, it's that listen to your body, listen to your mind, listen to your heart, because it will tell you a lot more than you probably think. I think we don't tend to focus inwards these days, or I don't think people ever really focus inwards. And even little things, like I know that if I haven't had a lot of fruit that day, all of a sudden I'll be craving fruit, or if I haven't had a lot of carbs, I'll be craving carbs, and my body just sort of tells me what it wants. And that sounds so, I don't know, that just sounds so ugh. It's true. And if I could just say one thing, it's that don't be too hard on yourself as well. You will slip up, you will make mistakes, you might overeat, you might undereat. That's just life. It's literally just life. What to do in public when the anxiety is too strong? This is another really good question. This actually happened to me in my latest vlog, if you have already seen that. I didn't vlog in the occasion, but I had a pretty big panic attack in Sainsbury's. I would try and get myself out of the situation, not in that I will try and leave, but there's a few things that I will do. So I will put in headphones, so wherever I go I make sure that I have headphones with me, so if I need to I can pop on a podcast or some music, and it takes you out of that moment, because I find that when I'm anxious everything becomes oversensitized. The noises become louder, the lights become brighter, everything becomes a little bit next level. So if I can take away some of that sensitization by putting in some headphones, I will do so. If I can do that by wearing some glasses or some sunglasses, I mean, I'm not going to be in an indoor space wearing sunglasses because I don't want to be that person. But if I'm outdoors or something, I'll just pop some sunglasses on. If I need to get out of the situation, I'll often just go to the bathroom or go to the toilet. I find small spaces very relaxing and very allow me to breathe and just calm myself, and so I like toilet cubicles. This may be different for you because I realize a lot of people don't like confined spaces. I would just say, if you can get out of the situation and go and compose yourself a little bit, do so. If you can't, have management techniques that you can put in place. I've heard of one thing which I used to try, where in your visual field you try and find one colour from every colour of the rainbow. So you'll look for something red, you'll look for something orange. Again, it's detaching yourself from the thoughts in your head that are saying, I must worry, I'm anxious, I'm feeling panicky, why am I anxious, my heart rate's going up. And then just focusing on your breathing, taking in deep breaths, breathing out. I find that if I'm out walking or something, I sometimes walk a little bit quicker, which is sort of anti what everyone says ever, because everyone says slow down when you've got anxiety. But if I get my heart rate up purposefully by walking fast, I then have to breathe properly to keep up with the increased physical activity, and then it ends up regulating my breathing. Like, it's really hard to describe, but I hope that makes sense. Hopefully some of these tips helped you. Again, it's quite subjective. Different things work for different people, but that's personally what I do in those moments. What's your type of man like? I don't know. I think I do have a type, you know. I love a guy with like, I want to say blonde hair, but I don't mind like light colored hair as well, like light brown, blonde hair, baby face, no beard. So basically I'm going to be single in England forever because all the guys have beards here and like dark hair. But I love like light hair, like baby face, tall, not necessarily athletic or muscular, but like quite lean. Like, I do like a lean look, like slightly muscular, maybe like more athletic than bodybuilding. And of course all the general good quality traits, like I want them to be caring, they need to make me laugh, because I am quite like a witty person, and like I feed off of that, and so they have to be able to make me laugh and make me smile. They have to be confident and outgoing. There are a lot of shy men in England, and I don't mesh very well with shy guys. This is what I've learned. Like, I need to be with someone that's confident, that's open, that's happy, will happily speak to everyone. So I'm yet to find my perfect man in England, put it that way. I'm not sure if I will find my perfect man in England, to be brutally honest. But yeah, those are just some character traits, you know, handsome, tall. A girl can dream. Okay, I feel like I need to wrap this up soon because the sun is setting. Not that the sun was even out today. What foods trigger your IBS/reflux? So I've been speaking a little bit about reflux on my Instagram lately because out of nowhere, I now have acid reflux to add to the list of all the other stomach issues I have. One of my main triggers is diet soft drinks, which I hate because I love my diet soft drinks. You guys know that, but I haven't had one today, and touch wood, I've actually felt all right in my throat. But my main other triggers are lentils, so like beans and legumes, which sucks, but I am going to try experimenting with those a little bit more, I think. Eggs, again, I can have them sometimes. Onion and garlic are big ones for me. It's so much trial and error. Some things will affect me, some things won't. A lot of artificial sweeteners might affect me. I'm trying to get to the root cause of it. It's very frustrating. I think a lot of it comes down to stress, essentially. So I am implementing a lot of stress management right now, and I've been feeling a lot better for it. Oh, and chewing gum as well. Chewing gum's my worst offender. So one girl said, can we pretty please meet and eat nice food and go on an adventure and do fun things? You're speaking to like the queen of going on adventures. So yes, let's make that happen. Come to Brighton and I will take you on the best adventures. Oh, this is a good question. What foods are best to completely avoid when trying to lose weight and fat? Avoid nothing. As soon as you have the words avoid, the words restriction in your head, you are getting into the wrong mentality. I use this metaphor on all of my PT clients when I say, if I tell you you can't have mushrooms, you're going to want mushrooms. As soon as you block up and you're like, I cannot have this, you're going to want it. Trust me, I am exactly like this. Now, I'm not saying you can go eat a fried Mars bar because I'm allowing you to. Just be mindful, listen to your body, listen to your cravings. I would rather someone, if they were really craving chocolate, I would rather they just go and eat some chocolate rather than being like, I must avoid chocolate because I'm trying to lose weight. That's not going to last. You need to look for something that is going to be consistent in your life, that is going to be absolutely doable in your life. I'm trying to think realistic. That's the word I'm trying to think of. It has to be realistic or else you're not going to be able to stick to it. A diet is not an on-off type thing. It is a lifestyle change. And so if you can be flexible in that and follow the 80-20 rule, you're going to be able to stick to that lifestyle change as opposed to being like, well, the diet's over, let's go have a cheeseburger. I will do two more questions. So the one is, did you end up getting your period back? I remember you posting about that a while ago. No, I have not got my period back, which is so frustrating, and it's currently one of the things that I'm trying to work on. I only started probably getting periods about last year, and even then I've maybe had about 5 or 6 in my life, which is kind of scary. I've had lots of ultrasounds and tests and stuff done. I do just have low hormone levels. When I moved here, I had it pretty regularly. I think I had it 3 times in a row or 4 times in a row, which is the first time in my life that had ever happened. It was fantastic, but unfortunately it has gone away. Last time I had one was 2 or 3 months ago, which is frustrating. My weight hasn't changed, so it's not weight related. I can only assume it's stress related, so again, that comes down to stress management. It's really upsetting. It is. I'm not sure I want children in the future, but A, I want that choice, and B, it's not just about fertility. It's about a sign that your body's happy, you know, your body's in it, it's good to go, and mine isn't, and that sucks. Last question, how did you get your certification to be a PT? Was it hard? I got my PT certification while I was still at university. I was studying exercise science, and I did an online course, which I would never recommend an online course at all. I was so lucky that, you know, I already had some background knowledge from my university degree, because if you just did that online course, you'd have been screwed in the industry. So yeah, did an online course, wouldn't recommend that. I think my candle's getting my throat or something. It was actually quite difficult. We had to do a lot of practical work. I had to do about 60 hours of shadowing PTs in the end. It was not fun. I need to have a big discussion with you guys about personal training and PT stuff, but I'm going to save it for a whole nother video because this is already long enough. I'm going to wrap this up here because my foot is like getting pins and needles again. I don't know what's wrong with it. Also, I really need to drink water. Anyway, I hope you like this video. I hope this answers some of your questions, and if you like these type of videos, maybe I can do them more often and have like sort of themes or something, because I am an open book. Literally, I will speak about absolutely anything, which maybe isn't such a good thing. I don't know. Hope you like this. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below, because why not? I'll see you guys soon. Bye.